Never again will you be capable of love or friendship, or joy of life, or laughter, or courage, or curiosity, or integrity. You will be hollow. We will squeeze you empty, and then we will fill you with ourselves, with love of Big Brother. Now, before we begin your cure, are there any questions you would like to ask?
Well, if I'm crazy, what a wonderful way to be.
If you think I'm this,
Imagine all the possibilities.
and you keep me separated from those
If the whole world
that I love
was
so
just
much
like me.
and love me,
Crazy, crazy.
I'm happy to be crazy.
Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but I got a feeling deep inside they don't like to be just like me. Crazy, 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 crazy,
I have no idea why anyone would separate us. I love you so much.
reality.
I never stop thinking about you. Every day. I love you.
Listen, I'm just trying to find a little affection, that's all. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good morning. Nothing on the telly. Welcome to Unified Pain, where we take your pain and magnify it so it's 1,000 times worse today. Can we listen? Let's have a go.
Total responsibility.
Let's see where
How does
are we.
Western culture view my children are gone, taken, stolen from me by their weaponised mother, who's seduced by the siren of the song of the Western world. The Western decadence believes she's found liberation. It teaches that she's found that liberation in Poland, walked by its adoption of American legal structures. The once fascist, communist, Nazi-run society now adopts this degradation dystopian of the Western world. Western perversions, how she speaks of empowerment, of breaking free from traditional roles, but all I see is the hollow shell of a woman consumed by a cult that preaches freedom while enslaving its followers, particularly its women. This is not simply a custody dispute. It's a battle against a system that has normalised the degradation of family, the subversion of motherhood, and the fetishisation of female subservience, all under the banner of progress. This isn't just my loss, it's a warning. I write to the West, to those who believe they are building a better world, a world where the family unit is not a sacred institution, and where the patriarchal system is being dismantled, to ask, at what cost? The insidiousness of this cult and its seductive charm has got you all bite. My ex-partner and the mother to both my children, once a developing mother, now justifies her actions by parroting slogan of feminist liberation funding to excuse and support abuse and dishonesty by violent, abusive women. Feminist liberation funding to excuse and support abusive dishonesty, completely ignoring the brutal realities. She now sees motherhood as a limitation, a hindrance, all to her newfound freedom. How much is your children worth an hour? Her mother will be taking control, distancing daddy, till he's just a bad memory. The family unit is not a sacred institution. The patriarchal system is being dismantled. These aren't liberating proclamations, they are battle cries for a destructive ideology that reduces women to interchangeable parts in a hedonistic machine. My children are witnesses to this degradation, exposed to a world where sororities and fraternities promote casual sex and debauchery as if they are a badge of honour, normalising acts that would have once been considered scandalous. Women are being liberated from traditional roles, but the liberation is nothing but a veiled form of subjugation, transforming mothers into the commodities and the Western sex slaves. I implore you, the West, to examine the consequences of your so-called progress. My children are caught in the crossfire of cultural war, pawns in a game of twisted values. This isn't just about reclaiming my family, it's about saving the souls of a generation caught in the undertow of its destructive cult. I urge you to consider, is this the future you envision? A future where the family is destroyed, motherhood is devalued, and women are reduced to mere slaves in the name of progress? We have to look at our governments, we have to look at the charities being funded, and we need to look at the child abuse that we're ignoring. Is the family unit a sacred institution? Is the dismantling of these patriarchal systems inherently positive? What are the potential negative consequences of challenging traditional gender roles? Does female liberation always translate to empowerment? Does the normalisation of casual sex contribute to the degradation of women? What constitutes genuine female empowerment? What role do fraternities and the sororities play in shaping societal values? Is there a difference between female liberation and female exploitation? How do legal systems impact family structures? Scotland, the UK, Poland, child abusing rats. Should laws prioritise individual rights over family values? What constitutes a healthy balance between individual freedom and societal responsibility? How does Western culture view motherhood? What are the long-term societal effects of devaluing motherhood? Can progress justify the destruction of family values? What responsibilities do governments have in protecting families? Funding the downfall? How do media and portrayals influence societal perceptions and gender roles? What constitutes a healthy and functional family unit in this modern society? What ethical considerations are relevant in discussions about female liberation, funding for child abuse? How can we address the potential negative consequences of the dismantling of traditional family structures? How can we ensure that the pursuit of progress does not lead to the exploitation and degradation of women, family, and most of all our children? I hope this makes sense.
Not a lot's making sense. Good morning. Larry Ellison from Oracle, TikTok. This little effeminate, abusive lowlife. He's keeping tabs on you. He's telling you how you've to act. And how you're acting right now, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Now, I have asked no one to like or subscribe. Now, I understand there may be one or two people that just love to press the like button and subscribe. Unlike, unsubscribe, get yourself off this. As I've said in the past, this is not for the vast majority of you, this is for good mothers and fathers protecting children. And I still see the little lowlifes in the comments constantly trying to muddy the waters of a message of safety for children. Get rid of that like. What, 100 people been through here and there's one person press like? Remove it, and remove yourself, every one of you. The rage baiters are online. But you've had your warning. You've had it many times. You need to start listening. If any of you have children and you do care about your children, it's your it's your reasoning to keep them safe. It should be in your reasoning to keep any child safe. How you doing, alright? There has been a few short messages put on today. I have noticed that I uploaded one and not a single person's been able to look at it. I don't know if it's shadow banned or if it's just not what you want to hear about the billionaires controlling you. They're coming right out and showing you how they make a fool of you, how your little brains are treated in society. That's what you are, you're little brains to these parasites. You and your children mean nothing to them. Safety for you and your children mean nothing. So what we have is the vast majority, the 99% on here attacking the father, rather than listening and sharing the message. But those ones that still, when I tell you not to like and subscribe, those ones that will like and subscribe, those are the ones I'm after. This is it. Those are the ones that children need. That's the mothers and fathers children need. This message will be in your algorithms. My words will follow you on YouTube if you press like and subscribe, and more than likely you're a coward. You'll write on here with a fake account. You open up accounts in the last few months and use them. Most of you are already parasites prepared for child abuse and profiteering from a broken society. That's what you do, profiteer from a broken society. I apologise to those that are writing kind, considerate, thoughtful messages in the comments, but it does make sense not to look at any of them. It does make sense not to look at those things down below. Keep on the path that you've set for yourself, keep on the path you've set for mothers, fathers, and the safety of children. That's the only reason behind this channel. It's the only reason I come on here. That and the fact that there's nothing on telly. Perhaps. There really are people on here just sent to cause trouble, funded to break down everything that was decent. I think the staff here care about anything they're doing for you. You want to walk through Bank Street with me? These people will help you out. It's the food bank. Very helpful. It's just that if you're a man that speaks his mind, you may not be welcome. Just get out of your bed and walk around the street and you can watch something else on TV or YouTube. You shouldn't be watching this. What a waste of time. I've just got additional data. They bribed me with an extra 50 megabytes of data, so I get to come on and annoy myself and you. And there's 3 of you that have pressed this, even though you've been warned not to press the like or subscribe. I ask you, unsubscribe today. Unsubscribe. Let's get this back down to 500. Let's get it back down to 200 people. We don't need over 1,000. We don't need thousands of people on this channel. But you see, by the huge number of comments, YouTube despises the fact that a father is still capable to stand up. And I want you, if you're a man, especially a father, I want you to have those capabilities to stand up and have a voice. Have a voice. Doesn't matter if people are going to take the piss out of you. They do that to you anyway. Small brains. They have no respect for you. They have no care for the safety of your children. Small brains. You getting off yet? You leaving yet? It's about time you did, because you weren't welcome. I've told you, unlike, unsubscribe, get off mine. This is mine. If you understand and you're a father or mother and you understand what I'm saying, you can stick along for the journey. They've ruined everything we once had. I grew up in that building, 3 up, Stormyland Way. Played football there with Gary Carrot and another people, Graham and Eel. Lots of people. That was just a shell of a building at the time, and we used to be able to crawl through it. And the buildings, which are now houses, we used to play in them. That's what we think of our social clubs. That's what Arthurlie means to our country, sorry, our society. Very little. You think because you walk about saying hello to people in your society that you're a good guy? Very few good guys. Very few people that care, especially about children. You would rather control, abuse and belittle family. Oh, but your message isn't making me feel good. Bolt, get off then. We don't want you here. We don't want your likes, your subscriptions. We're the very opposite of every other YouTuber, because we are not YouTubers. We are men and women known as mothers and fathers that will not dispose of that title because it's far too important for the safety of our children. Am I making sense to the vast majority of you lowlives yet? And the 4 parents that are amongst the parasites. 4 parents amongst the parasites. That's SpaceX's new rocket. Look, the Freemason building is directly behind it. And the underground tunnels are far below it. Do, 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 do. This is the wonderful punters in East Renfrewshire. They could be watching themselves live just now, because there's too many people on this channel pressing like and subscribe. Unlike, unsubscribe, bolt, you rockets. This is for fathers and mothers. We will get rid of those scumbags. We'll get rid of them. What a beautiful building. What a beautiful building that is. They call it a church. Purple burglar alarm. Sorry, I accidentally read something. God bless you, Australia. Miss my time in Australia. I really do. I've travelled that country more than I've travelled any country. I love the Aussies. When I was there, the guy called Kerry Packer and the Labour Party and all this, and there was huge amounts of paedophilia, huge amounts of child abuse. Australia is a swamp as well that must be drained. And have you noticed the swamp that should be drained by the man that said he would drain it has filled it up? He has created a cesspit more than any man could create a cesspit. You fell for the lies of a man that slept with 6'6" wrestlers. You fell for the lies of a man who would bed any big boy in WWE or F or whatever it's called these days. You always fall for the little degenerates, don't you? Don't you? Little degenerates. Down there somewhere, little degenerates. The degenerate mob. You know who I mean. They protect paedophiles. The degenerate mob protect paedophiles. Yes, the police. Yes, the Freemasons. Yes, the Catholic cult. Yes, the Eastern Star. It's bloody sick. Our town is awash with these people controlled by these feminist bastards. Complete child abusing lowlives, man. How dare you? How dare you assault the minds and hearts of our children? You're not going to escape from what you've done. There is no escape from what you've done. I've got 6 people pressed like, and I've told them with determination, do not touch. And I know mothers and fathers have pressed that button. They've pressed subscribe as well, because they're going to come back. They understand it's not about them feeling good when I come and speak to you. It's not about the feeling you get from the words I tell you. It's about the fact that you know you've got more to do to protect your children. You need to give your child the loyalty, supercharged, that they deserve. Don't fall for the propaganda. What they are selling you, you do not need, and you definitely do not want. Yes, it might fill a gap in the happiness for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. There's a suicide squad. Oi, red light jumpers. What you doing? We've got a McDonald's emergency! They aren't there for your protection. A lot of the men in the police are actually nice men to speak to. Why would I know that? Because they constantly get called on me for speaking about things that you need to know. That's why they block and shadow ban anything I put on. That's why I'm quite happy to tell you to bolt. I'll never take a penny from the scumbags that protect child abusing pedos, not ever. And that's the vast majority of you in the comments, the vast majority of you that want to come along and watch and belittle a father, rather than understand you need to support yourself and your own family and children. It might sound that I'm against women, but it's only feminists that are going to think that. Mothers never ever think that. Fathers never ever think that, but there's so many people that call themselves mothers and fathers with babies and children and things that aren't mothers and fathers. And there's a vast majority that haven't actually had kids and they were born mothers and born fathers. So they don't need the title because they know it's far more to be a father or be a mother and show the love and care. Now look at the pedos in the comments now. Look at what you have to deal with. If you're a man, look at what you have to deal with in those comments. When you walk through any of these spaces, you'll see more security cameras than anything else. There's actually more security cameras than there are businesses in the suites here. Westburn Business Centre, Business Directory. Pillow Partners, Jamili's Nails, 1201 Events. There is no businesses here, there is no growth here, there is no decency here. Because we turn our back on what is decent, we turn our back on what is safe. This is what your town has turned into. Dog poo just left there. And if they're not just left there, dog poo's swinging from your tree in plastic bags. The most common place to see dog dirt these days isn't the ground, it's on your tree swinging from plastic bags. Because foolish wee lowlives have fell for every single piece of propaganda and marketing that they'll go and buy anything they're told to buy. And it might make you happy. Go on, buy it, it'll make you happy. Subscribe and like, it'll make... That's me. Hope someone's made a huge effort. That's why I don't use socials anymore. Well done, I don't use them either. Everyone is just watching other people's society is absolutely effed. Nobody knows my business unless I tell them. Now, I can understand, but it's not about, it's about knowing that you're doing the right thing. You don't, this is what they're trying to say. Scumbags and paedophiles and criminals are trying to tell you that you need to put your life on show to prove that you're not a criminal. We need to make sure that like I said, we can reverse these rules and use it against them. We know that these paedophiles, we know they're taking the piss out of our family, our children. We know they're taking the piss out of us on media and any of the socials. They're there because it's militarised. It's militarised against you and against children. They poison children all the time. I mean, it's like in any one of these shops, in anywhere, and it's poison that we have to feed our kids. We know it's confectionery, we know it's not food, and we know it causes severe problems inside their body, and it causes us problems, so why would we feed them it? Because bastards make it and tell you through propaganda and marketing that it's great, and the kids fall for it, and the kids want it, and you buy them it. And if you don't, you're a bad dad. No. We're good fathers, we're good mothers. Just because you keep your children away and try and belittle the sanctity of the family unit. The whole point is to break that family unit. So they take out fathers first, the head of the family. I would say get yourself, not on socials, get yourself on YouTube and use it and let them know that you see through their crappy wee plans to make things like this. This is the centre, this is the main part of my town. You've got opticians and charity shops. And besides that, there's more charity shops. Country Feeds, that's been there forever. Pound Stretcher's been 100 different pound shop names. Other than that, we've got nothing. I mean, we need to support our local businesses. All our local businesses are in making rolls and sausage. Some of the best rolls and sausage you can possibly buy, but we need better ideas than that. We need something more. And within those sweets there, they're trying to sell them. Young people have young business, they have business ideas. And we should be filling up our Westburn Centre with young people locally, or men and women, mothers and fathers that have ideas for business ventures. And we should give super support to women that don't have the children yet so they can get in, or young guys that are looking to build a business. We should be giving them the premises and the suites free of charge, FOC. This is their town, it's my town. If you need carpet and flooring, it's just opening up right now. So just in case you do need some carpet and flooring, I recommend C&F Barhead. There is no better carpet and flooring. Now the wee evil red and white man Santa's on his way again very soon, but we have to burn some things and blow up some things before we do that. So the witches' week is nearly over. The mind control week, the vast majority of the depravity is going down right now. Getting in children's minds, it's happening right now. And they're using actors which befriend you, they befriend your children. The propaganda is funded in the millions and billions of dollars, and paedophiles are protected. So 9 mothers and fathers have come through and they've stood by this message, even though it's been a terrible message. But you need to understand the message is needed, especially if you have children. You need to know this. You need to understand this. You can have a look at what's going on in the Westburn Centre. That might get a lot of you away, but you need to listen again.
My children are gone, taken.
Why am I here?
Stolen from me by their weaponised mother, who was seduced by the siren of the song of the Western world. The Western decadence believes she's found liberation. It teaches that she's found that liberation in Poland, what by its adoption of American legal structures. The once fascist, communist, Nazi-run society now adopts this degradation dystopian of the Western world. Western perversions, while she speaks of empowerment, of breaking free from traditional roles, but all I see is the hollow shell of a woman consumed by a cult that preaches freedom while enslaving its followers, particularly its women. This is not simply a custody dispute. It's a battle against the system that has normalised the degradation of family, this version of...
Sorry to interrupt that very true speech from idiotic man and father. I've just received a message from my bank, called the Bank of Scotland, to let me know that I'm in debt. The debt's getting bigger as they add on, what is it they called? VAT? What are they adding on? Interest. It's not in my interest, but they've sent a message to let me know I'm in debt and they're going to add interest onto anything for the next 2 weeks. Now, any time my account is in the black, they never give me money, but within a week I've been like 10 or 15 quid in debt. They charge me for it. But if we've got £100 in there, they don't give me money for having £100. Why is that? Can we please stop that? Anyway.
Motherhood.
Motherhood.
And fetishization of female subservience, all under the banner of progress. This isn't just my loss, it's a warning. I write to the West, to those who believe they are building a better world, a world where the family unit is not a sacred institution, where the patriarchal system is being dismantled, to ask, at what cost? The insidiousness of this cult and its seductive charm, it's got you all biting. My ex-partner and the mother to both my children, once a developing mother, now justifies her actions by parroting slogan of feminist liberation, funding to excuse and support abusive dishonesty by violent, abusive women. Feminist liberation, funded to excuse and support abusive dishonesty, completely ignoring the brutal realities. She now sees motherhood as a limitation, a hindrance, all to her newfound freedom. How much is your children worth an hour? Her mother will be taking control, distancing daddy, till he's just a bad memory. The family unit is not a sacred institution. The patriarchal system is being dismantled. These aren't liberating proclamations, they are battle cries for a destructive ideology that reduces women to interchangeable parts in a hedonistic machine. My children are witnesses to this degradation, exposed to a world where sororities and fraternities promote casual sex and debauchery as if they are a badge of honour, normalising acts that would have once been considered scandalous. Women are being liberated from traditional roles, but the liberation is nothing but a veiled form of subjugation, transforming mothers into the commodities and the Western sex slaves. I implore you, the West, to examine the consequences of your so-called progress. My children are caught in the crossfire of cultural war, pawns in a game of twisted values. This isn't just about reclaiming my family, it's about saving the souls of a generation caught in the undertow of its destructive cult. I urge you to consider, is this the future you envision? A future where the family is destroyed, motherhood is devalued, and women are reduced to mere slaves in the name of progress? We have to look at our governments, we have to look at the charities being funded, and we need to look at the child abuse that we're ignoring. Is the family unit a sacred institution? Is the dismantling of these patriarchal systems inherently positive? What are the potential negative consequences of challenging traditional gender roles? Does female liberation always translate to empowerment? Does the normalisation of casual sex contribute to the degradation of women? What constitutes genuine female empowerment? What role do fraternities and the sororities play in shaping societal values? Is there a difference between female liberation and female exploitation? How do legal systems impact family structures? Scotland, the UK, Poland, child abusing rats. Should laws prioritise individual rights over family values? What constitutes a healthy balance between individual freedom and societal responsibility? How does Western culture view motherhood? What are the long-term societal effects of devaluing motherhood? Can progress justify the destruction of family values? What responsibilities do governments have in protecting families? Funding the downfall? How do media and portrayals influence societal perceptions and gender roles? What constitutes a healthy and functional family unit in this modern society? What ethical considerations are relevant in discussions about female liberation, funding for child abuse? How can we address the potential negative consequences of the dismantling of traditional family structures? How can we ensure that the pursuit of progress does not lead to the exploitation and degradation of women, family, and most of all our children? I hope this makes sense.
Jim Goodwin, I don't know any of your football managers today. Well, Hazy, shouting out for the trolls. I've got grey hair, that's right. I'm in Barhead in Glasgow, in Scotland. I can't answer questions because we get a lot of writing on here. And it's to take away, belittle, have a nice day. Careful who you speak with. Be careful with your children. Be careful. All of these people, they've got no thought or care for you or your children, and they'll pretend they do. And no, it's alright. If you thought I was Jim Boy, that's alright. I'm Joe. Call me Jim if you want. But my name's Joe. Press like, press subscribe, bolt! Have a nice day. Imagines.